Hey there! Welcome to another PowerBI video. For today's session, I will show you on how to create this kind of report with simple visualizations and how to create these buttons that automatically change its color and transparency when being hovered. I will show you as well how to create these filters that will only pop out when this button above was clicked and closed with another button. And at the last part, I will also show you on how to change visualizations or pages when these buttons are clicked. So if you're ready, let's get right into it. Alright, so before we import our data, what we will do is we'll just have a simple editing of the layout of our canvas. So to have that, let's go to view, and then page view, and then let's select actual size. Then let's go to visualizations pane. Let's go to page background. Let's remove the transparency, and you will see this shadow effect in our canvas. Then in page alignment, we want to have this canvas at the middle part. So instead of top, we'll select middle. And then of course, we'll change the name of our page. So just in case you are wondering why we select actual size as our page view versus fit to page and fit to width, is that I want to have the full control of the sizing of this page. So as you can see here, the page size is 16 to 9 ratio. So basically this is the main page size of PowerPoint. And there are a lot of choices here when it comes to type. But what we will do is in page size, we will select custom. The width will be the same, 1 to 80, and then we will change the height here to 820. So just a quick note that the height and width are in pixels format. So let's just hide this formats and visualization pane as well. All right, so now we are ready to import our data. So to start, let's go to home and then select Excel and then just select the datasets that I included in the description box below in this video. So we'll just import the dataset and this will take a few seconds. Now we have successfully imported our dataset to our Power BI desktop file. So the next step is let's just check the relationship of our data. So we have transaction here. Let's create a star schema. Okay, so we have our customers, our product list here, the warehouse, the logistics or the 3PL data, and the agents. Then let's just check. So we don't want to have this kind of relationship. So basically what we're doing here is we are removing the automatic relationship identified by Power BI, which is actually an advantage, but it's up to you to set up it at the back end wherein if you don't want to let Power BI to do the automatic relationship, then it's up to you. So I'll just remove the unnecessary relationship here. Okay, after you remove those unnecessary relationship, what we are doing here is we just want to place these tables at the right place, something like this. Then let's double check the relationship. So if we highlight this, we will see that warehouse code is related to the warehouse code in table transaction. So it should be the same in customer, then product is here, and logistics. Let's double check. It's there. And agents. Then let's just go back to our visualization page or the canvas page. And we already have our pre-layout, and then we already imported our table or our data to Power BI desktop. And the only remaining part is for us to do our visualization. Now in visualization part, so what we want to do initially is we want to create some sort of layout that we will follow along the whole creation of this report. So to start, we will insert a rectangle shape here. Okay, and then let's go to format. Let's remove the fill because we don't actually want that. Then in line, we will remove this color blue border. So let's put 0. So it's up to you if you want to remove those or not. So nevertheless, these are pre-layout of the whole frame of our report. And in the background, we will select a separate color, maybe this. So the idea is this will be our header, and we'll just copy that, and then we'll add this semi background, and then let's change the color, and then we will copy and paste the shape here. Then the background will be white, all right, and then we will add a shadow for each of the rectangle shape here. So let's select outside in the shadow, then bottom. Instead of bottom right as preset, we'll select bottom, and then and we will do the same to the others. So let's select bottom as well, or yeah, let's remove it. So basically, we will have this layout as the baseline of the report. Then the next step is we will add our buttons. So to do that, let's go to insert, select buttons, and then select blank button. And then we will put this blank button just below our header. So let's have that. Alright, and then we will have 6 blank button here. Alright, so we'll just don't mind first the distribution or the distribution of our buttons here. Okay, so actually the next step is we will import or add different images and icons that we'll be using. But before that, let's just fix the sizing of these shapes in our report. So for our header, the width would be, so for you to go to the width and height, so when you select the shape, you select general and select width, so that will be 1 to 80, and the height, let's have 73 only. All right, and then let's move this background here, and for this background, let's go to general. So the width is 1 to 80, then height would be 271. Now for this shape, the height will be 571, and then the width will be 1199. And then let's just try to put the shape in the middle, and then let's try to position our buttons as well in the middle. So for our buttons, let's highlight all of this. Then let's go to general again, and then width will be 100, and then the height would be, sorry, the width is 180, and then the height would be 100, right? And then let's go to format, and then select align, and then distribute horizontally, and then you would see the spacing are fixed to all of the buttons we have. Then let's just try to position it in the middle of our report. And then aside from the height and width, we will change the Y position of these buttons. So if you're wondering what is X position and Y position, so the difference is that if you move this shape to from left to right, that is your X position. Now for Y position, that will be from top to the bottom of your page. So for these buttons, our Y position would be 94. All right. And then for this shape, our Y position would be 219. And let's just change the height of this shape to 575. All right, great. And we'll just add a simple shape here, which is triangle. All right. And then we'll just add this triangle here. All right, great. And then the fill will be white, and then we'll remove the border of the triangle shape. Okay. So I will explain to you the purpose of this triangle later when we do the second page of our report. So in the next step, we will import the images and the icons in our report. So again, all of the files, icons, images, Power BI files, and datasets are already included in a zip file that is downloadable if you will just refer to the description box of this video. So let's start with the header. So to import any images or icons, that is really easy. So you just go to insert, and in images, you just need to look for that file. So just to expedite the process, what we will do is I'll just import all of the images and icons, and you can just follow through by your own self when you try to replicate this report. So for our buttons, instead of importing the images and put those icons above the button, what we will do is we will add those icons inside the buttons. So to do that, you select one and then turn on the fill or enable it. Then transparency should be 0. So let's just put it 50% for now, just for me to show what will happen. And then select add image. Then look for the icon that you want to add. And then once you add that, we can remove the transparency or put it down to 0. Then under image fit, instead of normal, we will select fill. And then button text would be customer customer history as a default state, and that is in the middle of our button. We will select bottom and vertical alignment, and font color should be white. And we'll just repeat the process to the rest of our buttons. Okay, now we have all of our icons in the buttons. The next step is we will lay out our header first, and then we will lay out our buttons again, and then we will add all of the charts and visualizations in this part. So we will change the color of our background in the header. So let's select this shape. Then let's go to background, select color, and then custom color. And then you add 25 to C40. So that is a hex code or a hex color for this dark blue shade. Then press enter. And we will just try to reshape all of our icons and images here in our text so that it will be aligned properly. So for this, let's have, alright, I think this is good. And then this is our header name. Alright, I think this one is okay. And then for our icons, let's just try to arrange it properly. So for these icons, let's go to general again. Y position is 12. Alright. And then let's remove the background of this text box. So you select the text box and then go to background and turn it off. And then let's select color white instead. So let's select first the color of the font to white and then remove the background. Same with this one. Let's change the color of the font. Alright. And then the background is turned off. Now let's change the Y position to 14 so that they will align in the same place. Alright, then let's move it down here. Okay, now we are already done in our header. Then this is the time we can change the formattings or the properties of our buttons. Okay, so for this shape, the background color would be 141A 2D. And then for the properties or the border of our buttons, we will highlight all and then go to the outline. Then round edges will be 8, and then we will remove the outline weight. And you will see this white edges color in our button, so we will highlight them again and then go to background, and instead of color white we will add 141A2D, which is the same in the background, and press enter. And then we will also change the fill color of our buttons, so we will select or we will add 141A2D as well, and all of those white edges should be removed and not already visible in our report. And now we are ready to add our visualizations. So just to give you a hint on what we want to accomplish here. So basically in the upper part of our visualization here, we will add our cards, and just below those cards or those number, we will add our charts. So to start, let's add text box first. So let's have this text box as our header to the cards. So this is customer serve. All right. And then we'll copy this. All right. Then have this customer transactions. Quantity sold. Let's say this is quantity sold to customers. Great. And for the last card, let's have average quantity per customer. Great. And then we'll make this font style. Then we'll just copy the font style to this header text here. Now we have our header here. The next step is we will put our cards. So to do that, let's go to visualizations pane and then look for the card icon. Then click that. Then you will see this visual. Then let's just try to resize it. And then let's go to customer transactions. So that should be here. And we will select index to count the number of customers that we have in our data set. So so in a field, instead of count of index, we'll select count distinct. And we will format it right away. So in data label, let's remove first the category, which is at the bottom of the calculation that we have here. And then let's try to resize it again. And then in data label, we will select 35 point of text. And then for font family, let's just be consistent in using this font style, Sugoi Bold. And we'll just copy the cards here to the rest of our KPIs if you want. All right, and then let's align them on top. So to do that, you go to Format, Align, and Align Top. So they should be aligned the same at the top. So we'll just add text boxes here for the description of this KPI or these measures. So let's have this text boxes here, and then we can add our charts at the bottom part. So for our first chart, we will select area chart. Let's just drag it down here and then let's resize it. Okay. And then what we want to show here is the number of customers on a monthly basis. So to do that, let's go to transaction, then let's select month. All right. And then let's put that under axis. And then for the total count of transaction, we need to look for the customer, this, and then we want to count the distinct. Okay, and then let's just try to resize everything if they would fit. Not yet, so let's go to format, and under x-axis we will select 8 point as our text size. All right, and then we'll remove the title and also the y-axis title. Okay, and also the x-axis title. All right. Now for the data colors, let's move to data colors and then let's change it to 0070C0. Press enter. And let's just put a simple header here. Let's copy this one and then let's put our customer transaction history, something like that. All right, great. And then we will add more. So the next chart would be a clustered bar chart. We'll put it here, somewhere here. All right, then we'll just resize it right away. So for this chart, what we want to show is how many orders are there for each state. So in our axis, let's go to the location of the customer, which is state 2. Let's drop it down in axis. And then in table transaction, we will add customer again under values. And then let's have a count. And then same with the formatting that we have here, we will remove the y-axis title and then also the title of our chart. All right, great. And then we will change the color of this. So before that, let's add a legend here. So maybe we can add the size that has been purchased by each state. All right, so let's have this. Okay, and then since we are using a cluster bar chart, we will have this kind of visualization. So that is something that we don't want to have. So let's select stock bar chart instead. All right, and then we can go to formatting. We'll change the data colors. So for the data colors, so for size 38, we'll have this 0070C0. And then for size 39, we'll have 7033FF. And then for size 40, let's have this F6 5164. And then for the last size, we'll have this color instead. So that is E6 8F96. Press enter. Right? And then, of course, so we want to see the numbers here. So let's go to data labels, turn it on, and then for the display unit, we'll put none instead. Right? Great. And then, so of course, to make it presentable, we'll add more header or a header for this chart. Let's have states transaction or customer transaction per state. All right, now we are done in the visualization of our first page. Now the next step is we will add our filters just above our visualization.